Good morning. Hope you guys are having an amazing Monday morning. We are doing a Peony Girl today. So we're still working on our Flower Girl series. And we are going to do one that is a peony themed. So hopefully you will grab your paints and your brushes and you will join us for today's live tutorial. If you've never painted before, my name is Ellen. I am not a trained artist. I've taught myself and watching videos and following people on TikTok and all the things. So you don't have to know how to paint to join us to do this tutorial today. You can learn as we go. That is what we do here. We all learn together. So do not hesitate to jump in and paint with us. Even if you have never painted before, ask questions, enjoy the fun, and we will all learn together, because none of us are museum quality artists that are planning on, nitpicking anybody to pieces. This is all for fun and to learn. So hopefully you guys will join us. I am going to finish sharing this out to everyone so that they can join us. Those that normally paint with me, I want to make sure they get their invites. I'm not sure, they move it all around when I'm sharing, so I can't remember who I've shared to, but I think that's good. All right. Hi, Stacy Lee. How are you? Did you see my little otter? I didn't. I missed it. Did you send it to me? Did you send it to me in a message? I haven't checked any of my messages this morning, so I got up and got busy. Chance to check anything. Oh, I gotta stretch. Sorry, guys. Oh, goodness. Okay. I'll check it when I get done from here. That's awesome. See, you didn't need my tutorial after all. I knew you could do it. Good morning, Ginger. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday for everybody. Hi, Rain. Welcome in. Happy Monday. All right, guys. Whoops, sorry. I have, we are going to pick out the kitchen for the main house today. So I am on a limited time set today because we've got to leave at 1 my time to head out. And so thank you, Stacy Lee, for that gift. I'm super excited about getting, we're so close to the main house being done. So we are going to go ahead and get started. Let me show you what we're doing today. We're doing a Peony Girl today. So I thought it would be fun to do another Flower Girl since we've been doing that series. So this is what she is going to look like, or close to it anyway. Why is it not coming up? Do you guys see that or not? Yeah, there we go. Right here. So we are going to do her today. I'm probably going to give her a little bit more hair than this because I don't particularly like the hair. But other than that, I think I'm going to give her some curly hair. But other than that, she's going to be cute and fun, and we are going to have some fun with her. All right? I will, Stacy Lee. I will definitely show you a bigger picture as soon as we get around to it. Let's go ahead and... hey, Bessie from Florida. How are you? Glad you're here. I'm going to on hold with service desk as locked out on my computer, so... Oh, yay. Okay. Well, I mean, I'm not glad you're locked out of your computer, but I'm glad you joined us. Yep, curly hair for sure. Yeah. Yeah, we can make her skin a little bit darker too. Agreed. All of those things. I'm fine. Thank you so much, Bessie, for asking. I'm doing well today. Okay, thanks for sharing the live out. You guys, everybody, if you would just take just a few moments to just hit the repost button and share this out. Send it to anybody you know that might want to paint with us. Tap the screen 5 or 10 times and give us some likes. All the things. The very first part of our live is most important to get the algorithm to send us out to the FYP. So if you guys will all help me out with that, that would be great. And if you are not following me, click that follow button. That would be awesome if you like content like this, which is basically art tutorials and shop videos for TikTok shop. So that is kind of what I do here on this app. And so if you haven't followed me yet, then do that. Bessie, thank you so much for those populars. I love them. Woohoo! And if you haven't hit the fan club button right here, you can grab those engagement points by sending those heart me's. And you guys, those help your account and my account. So let's get those heart me's grabbed up this morning. And while we're doing that, we can go ahead and start taping off the borders of our images, because we're going to have that nice 1/4 inch border all the way around. So let's go ahead and start taping that off. You can use washi tape. You can use painter's tape. You can use art tape, whatever you like to get your lines crisp. I prefer washi tape. I think it works the best. That's just my opinion. So if you are not into washi tape and you want to do something else, then feel free to do that. And if you will give me just a moment, 1 second, I do the marketing for a gymnastics organization, and I have to get something posted very quickly about a specific thing that we need up today. So I've been waiting on getting the notification. Of course, they wait until as soon as I go live to go ahead and tell me it's time to post it. It's an announcement about a new gymnastics program in Texas. So, so I'm going to get that done really quickly so I don't have to worry about it. Because if I don't, I will forget. I don't know about you guys, but I tend to forget as quickly as someone tells me to do something. I forget. So, let's see. Just get this done really quickly. I promise it won't take me long. All right, I think I got it. There we go. Okay, that's all done, and we don't have to worry about it now. All right, guys. So thank you, Rain, for the heart me. I appreciate it. I hope that you guys have all gotten your supplies and you're ready to start painting, and you're getting your stuff taped off. Again, I use washi tape. I think that's the easiest, but I also have this washi tape that I got that's very inexpensive, so I don't waste my expensive washi tape doing this, but I do have the washi tape that you see in the shopping cart below is like 60 rolls for like next to nothing, and that's what I use for taping off my my paper. That way I don't have to worry about wasting my good washi tape. All right, we are going to use the Meeden tube paints today, and I am going to take mine out of the container. So these tube paints are actually, they come in a tube. They do not come like in a tin like this. I put them in this tin because I like to use paint that I like to be able to see all of the colors. So instead of pulling them as I need them. And so these are what they look like. They're tube paints like this. And they are absolutely incredible. There's 48 of them in this set. And I'm going to pin them for you guys so that you guys can see. They're a really decent price, but they have, hang on. They have a 0.4 fluid ounce tubes. So they've got lots and lots of paint in each tube. And what I do is I just store them here. But then when I need to refill, I just pull the tube and I refill them out of my pan. So this is my preferred way to use tube paints because I like the quality of them, but I like to be able to access all of the colors all at once. So this is also a Meeden product. They're both Meeden products. And you can get the tin and you can get the watercolor tube paints all at the same time if you choose to. That's what I did. The tin is product number 38 in the shopping cart below. All right, and we are going to get started. Hopefully you guys have gotten all your supplies together and you're ready to go. So y'all give me a thumbs up in the comments. Let me know if you guys are ready to get started. Okay, I'm going to take mine out of that tin so I can have a little bit more room on my desk for you guys to see what I'm doing. And I'm going to move you guys over here just a tad so that you guys can see as we draw. Now, I'll be using the NIC Pro pencil from my NIC Pro pencil set. That is product number 2 in your shopping bag, if you're wondering what pencil set I use. And I prefer to have a mechanical pencil because your line work is a lot more consistent. So you don't have to worry about, as the lead goes down, the pencil lead getting wider. And so your lines get wider. With a mechanical pencil set, you don't have to worry about that. The lead gets shorter, but it doesn't get wider. So your lines stay very consistent. So I like using a mechanical pencil set. And what I did was, I'm using the 0.5. This set comes with a 0.5, a 0.7, a 0.9, and then 3 2.0s. And it also comes with all your leads and all of your erasers and things like that you need. All right. So that is what I will be using. I'm also going to, first of all, let me move all these out of the way because I don't want to mess them up. I will be spraying my watercolors down so that they can be absorbing the water and be prepped while we are drawing. All right, now let's go ahead and do a background before we draw. I'm going to do a yellow background for her today. I'm going to show it in just a second, Rain. I am going to we're going to do a yellow background because she's going to have a lot of pink today, so I'm going to put the yellow as our background today. So that's what I'm going to do as far as our background goes. All right, so let's go ahead and get our background done, and then I'm going to show you guys the larger image so you guys can take a screenshot and everything that you need. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our brush, dip it into clear water, and we're just going to put that clear water all over our background. And we're going to dip into whatever yellow color you want to use for your background, and you're going to put that on your paper. Okay, now once you do that, you are going to dry your brush. You're going to rinse it and you're going to dry it with either a paper towel or your art sponge or whatever. And you're going to pull that color up off of your paper as much as you can. And then I like to take my paper and put it over the top and just pick up as much of the color as possible. Okay, so we have this yellow background, but once we start doing our painting, you're not going to really notice it until you peel the tape. Okay, it's really going to look white. All right. Hey, Carrie, how's it going? Glad you're here this morning. All right. All right, so now it is time to make sure your background is drying, or while it's drying, whatever. You guys can take a screenshot of our photo today. Here is the large image of it. Remember, you can put your finger on the screen. It'll clear the screen for you so you can see and get a good shot of this. But here is the time for you to go ahead and do your screenshot. We're going to make her hair curly. So we're not going to do the straight hair. We're going to do curly hair today. And so go ahead and take time to take your screenshot. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. All right. So let's go ahead and dry our background. If it's not already dry, mine's still a little damp, so I'm going to go ahead and just make sure it's dry before I do anything. All right. And I'm not going to fight this, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and put my painter's tape on the edge so that I don't have to fight it coming up the whole time. When you use the cheap washi tape, it stays on your paper really good, but it doesn't always stay down on my board very well. So but I don't like to use painter's tape because it doesn't give me as clean a line. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on there so that I don't have to fight with it. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's get to drawing. Oh, thank you for the heart me. I doodle do you. How are you doing? I loved your Sunday Bible art. It was so stinking cute. So cute. So cute. Stacy Lee, thank you so much for that order. I appreciate that. All right. Let's go ahead and get to drawing. Yes, she is, Carrie. She's a cutie today. We're going to try to get her done. Yeah, it was so, I loved the little boxing glove. I'm going to try it. I saved it so that I could go back and try it. I love it's your stuff is, it's the simplicity of your drawings on top of the talent that it takes to do that is amazing to me. I'm just in awe of your work. So I'm a fan. All right. So we are going to now, we're going to start with the big bow at the top just because that's the easiest. And remember, you guys know that I'm terrible at sizing when it comes to these ACO sizes. So hopefully we won't go too big and we'll be able to get it kind of done. So in the middle, we're going to do our little section of the bow that has the, the tie around it. And then we're just going to bring our bow out. Like this. So we basically do 2 triangles and 2 ovals, okay? So there's your bow. 2 triangles and 2 ovals. Yeah, I know. She uses a marker, which terrifies the heck out of me. I can't do it. Like, I'm like, there's no way I'm doing markers to start. There's just no way. I can't. I would freak out. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to do some curls for her hair because I want her hair to be curly. So just do some little curls to give you kind of an idea. We'll add more when we do it with ink, but we want to kind of have an idea of where her face needs to go so that we can create her little face. Okay. So there we have her face. Yeah, I don't know how you do that with a marker. That freaks me out. Like, I'm like, what is she doing? Like, how does she just... And not only that, but it's so smooth. Like, she doesn't even have, like, any shakiness to it when she does it. It's just smooth and clean and crisp and, like, looks amazing. I don't know. I'm just not... I don't have that in me. Maybe one day. All right, let's do the neck. Let's do the neck. And now for her collar, we are going to just do some little leaves. So they're just going to be some parentheses that come together. That's all we're doing. Just one parenthesis and the next parenthesis touching. That's how we're doing this collar. Okay, just like that. I don't know. I don't understand that. Hey, Rhonda, I don't know how you can be horrible with a pencil. And markers scare me. I mean, they don't scare me when I'm tracing over a pencil, but they scare me when I'm not. When I'm doing just markers. Okay, so we're going to draw our dress, and we're going to just bring that down like this and like this. Okay, so we're doing kind of an upside down triangle, or I'm sorry, not an upside down triangle, kind of a triangle, but with a wider top. And then we're going to make our little leaves. So our first little side right here is going to be a small one. And then we're going to come out like this, and we're going to do little leaves of our peony. Okay, so just like that. I kind of messed up that one in the middle. See, this is why I need a pencil, because I mess them up. And then we're going to go like this. And then like that. All right, so that's the first layer. I feel like you could draw amazing. All right, so we're going to bring out the next layer of her dress. Okay, is going to have our next layer of peony leaves, or not leaves, but petals. Okay, so now we have our second layer. Remember, everything goes through an ugly phase, so don't freak out if it doesn't feel like it's doing what it needs to do. Although I feel like it needs to be fluffier. I'm going to bring out some. Hang on. Let's try that again. I need these edges to be a little fluffier, so I'm going to make those leaves a little bit, or those petals a little bit bigger. Like that. So it kind of fluffs out to the side. Okay, and then up underneath that, we've got a few more little petals we can throw in here. So let's put one right here. And one maybe right here. Kind of just wherever you feel like you need to fill in to make them fluff. This one's kind of short over here. Let's make that one bigger. All right, so we have our little petals. And now what we're going to, and I know it looks like a hot mess, but remember, everything goes through an ugly phase. All right, so we're going to do teeny tiny little leaves at the bottom. Okay, so go ahead and do your little leaves. And remember, our leaves are kind of just like parentheses that come together. And that's kind of like our petticoat. You know how those dresses you used to wear petticoats? Okay. All right. Y'all, this is liable to turn out to be a hot mess today. We've done many of those that are hot messes. And, you know, I'm looking at this now and I'm seeing that she has, there's only 2 layers on her dress and then there's leaves. So maybe I should have gone with the leaves on the bottom layer. I'm going to do that. Sorry, guys. Y'all know I'm going to erase a lot. This is why I don't use a marker. Okay. So let me go finish these back up. All right, now we're going to put our leaves underneath them. So we've got one coming out like about right here. And maybe one up underneath here. And then we can do one here. These are just the leaves. So they're just little small little parenthesis shaped, like a parenthesis and then another parenthesis touching. So those are our leaves. I feel like I need to have one right here too. All right, that's our little petticoat. Okay. And then we are going to oh, yay, Carrie. I'm so glad you've enjoyed being with your grandbabies. Sorry, I'm catching up on comments. Have so much fun. Yes, enjoy your last day. All right, let's go ahead and do our legs. They're going to be coming out from our skirt here. And let's do our boots. Remember our boots, we do a smiley face and we bring those around to touch the legs. Smiley face and touch. And then we're going to bring it down and over. And then we're going to go up around the heel and up to the boot. Same thing here. We're going to go up, heel, bring this down and around and up. Fix that. And up, and there's our boot. All right. And we don't have to worry too much about that because we're going to put on our detail on the boots and all of this stuff when we get ready. All right. Let's draw her arms in. They're going to come out from her collar and down behind her back. Because you guys know I don't like to draw hands. So we're going to go down and down. All right. So now she has her little arms. Okay. So there we are. That's our outline. She looks like a hot mess right now, but that is okay because what is going to happen is when we're going to put our details in and she's going to look incredibly cute and beautiful. All right. And we'll add in some flowers and stuff around her feet if we feel like we need to when we're done. I'm not going to do those just yet because I don't know what kind of room I'm going to have and all that when I get finished. So we're going to just do this first. All right. Let's go ahead and do her little eyes, which are going to be right here and here. And we're going to do her little nose and her smile. Just like that. Okay. And we'll get her little eyes and stuff, like highlights and all that done later. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get her. Oh, you know what we didn't do? We didn't do the little parts of her bow that come out. So let's get that done. It's going to come out like this and like this. And this one's going to come down like this. Okay, so we have the bow. Okay, that's going to erase some of this little line around her face here. And we'll have her hair come around that. Okay, and over here too. Okay. All right. So now we have her bow little things done. So let's start with that. So let's go ahead and use our kneaded eraser and lighten up these lines. So I'm going to roll my kneaded eraser across my whole image. I'm just going to lighten up everything so that we don't have too many lines that are going to show. Okay. So we have her drawn. We've got our guide. We lighten it up. And now let's paint. All right. So we're going to be using the Meeden tube paints today. I'm going to be using the meat and brushes as well. This is my, and I'm going to be using the Golden Maple Detail Brush set. Let me see. Probably the 12 and the 18 is the ones I usually use. This is the 18. And this is the 12. Okay. So we'll be using these 3 brushes today. All right. And let me just show you the meat and brushes are number 5 and the Golden Maple Detail brushes are number 6 in the shopping cart below. All right. So if you're needing a good set of brushes, they are below. I love them. I use these sets primarily all the time. So, all right. So we're going to take and we're going to do our bow first, and it's going to kind of match our dress. So I'm going to use this darker pink first, and then this is going to be like the top of the dress part that's lighter. So I'm going to use this one first. Now, I don't want it to be that dark, so I'm going to take my mixing tray, and I'm just going to put it on here, and I'm going to put lots of water in there because we want it to lighten up. Okay, we don't want it to be a ton of color. We can always go darker. You can go lighter too, but it's a lot harder to do that. So go ahead and add your base color in your bow. Okay, so fill in your bow with your pink. And then once you get that filled in, go ahead and fill in the little strips that come down as well. Okay. Now, once you do that, then go ahead and, while it's still wet, switch over to your detail brush. I'm going to switch over to my number 12 or my number 18. And I am going to dip directly into that dark pink and get some heavier pigment. Okay. And I'm going to put in some of my shadowing. So I'm going to do some shadows right along the center parts of the bow. And I'm going to do some shadows right along the bottom part of this middle. Okay. Now I'm going to rinse my brush. Okay. And I am going to get rid of those harsh lines by just kind of dragging that. And you're going to end up with these little like bow shadows. That fade. And that's what we want. Okay, so there's our little bow. Now, right up underneath here where these little strips come out, we're going to want shadows there too. So go ahead and make sure that there is some water there because you want it to be wet. And do that same thing. You're going to dip in and you're going to just drop in a little bit of that darker color right around that edging. And you're going to drag it down. I'm going to pick up just a little bit of that water. There was a little bit too much there. Okay, so you want there to be a shadow right around. Okay, so you want there to be a shadow right around. Sure, it's nice and wet. And then dip into that darker pigment. Drop it in right up underneath where you want that shadow to be. Now, if you've got enough water there, it's going to kind of spread on its own, and that's okay. Just make sure you don't have any harsh lines before it dries. So you want to drag out any harsh lines down. And you want it to semi-match the shadows on the other side, but it doesn't have to be perfect. Rinse your brush when you're wanting to drag so you don't add more pigment. You're just spreading the pigment you already have on there. Okay, so then you have your shadows there. All right, how are we doing so far? Now give me some feedback in the comments and let me know where we're at and how we are doing so far. All right, let's go ahead, pull out your whatever multi-liner you use. I'm using the Grabby multi-liner, waterproof. You can use the you can use a micron too. I'm going to use the 00. Actually, I'm going to use the 005 micron today because I need the 005 and I don't have my Grabby 005. I saw it the other day and I was like, oh, I need to put that with my other Grabbies because that's one I've been missing, and then I forgot to. So you're amazing at teaching. Wish I would have known. I would have loved to join. Oh, Ashley, I'm on here every day, usually between 10 and 11 o'clock. I log on and we do a tutorial every single day, Monday through Friday. So join us anytime that you want to. If you hit that fan club button right up here, it'll usually notify you when I'm on. So, all right, let's do some squigglies for the hair. Okay. So squigglies, because we're going to give her curly hair today. So let's have it come down around. And over here. Okay, so all we're doing is just doing some, like, making the shape of what her hair would look like in curls. You can do some longer ones if you want, so that she has lots of curls. Don't forget the ones that are coming from behind her head, right here up underneath her chin. Okay, so that's going to give you her hair. Now let's get this bow kind of outlined a little bit. Not too much, very light-handed because we're using the 005. If we were using the 003, it would be a little easier not to be too heavy-handed. But I'm just going to continue with the 005 since I have it in my hand. Okay, but go ahead and outline that. Because we're going to want to have and then you can give it some extra little details if you want on the inside. Okay. All right, so we have that done. So let's go ahead and do the yes, I do upload these to my tube review. Sorry about that. Thanks, Rain, for letting everybody know that, because I forget sometimes to tell you guys about that. Every place you can find me is under it's Coach Ellen's Creations. So you can search under any platform and you're going to find You're going to find me under Coach Ellen's Creations. Okay. All right, let's do the little here and here. And let's do our eyes right here and right here. Our little nose and our smile. Just like that. Okay. All right. Oh, that's funny. Okay, let's see. I want to decide on what I want to do her, like what color I want to do her face. We're going to go a little bit darker today with her skin. So let's do, let's go ahead. Hang on. Before I do that, I need to erase. There's a pencil mark that's showing that I don't like around her eyes here. So I want to get that erased really good before there we go. All right. So let's do, I'm going to use this one today. So we're going to go into this darker kind of ochre color. And be sure you put enough water in it that it's not going to be, you don't want it to be like yellowy, but go ahead and fill in the face with that darker color. And then we'll go, or with that ochre color. Then we're going to go in with the darker brown and make some shadows. You don't want her to look orange really, but so you have to kind of watch that when you're using that ochre color. Matter of fact, I'm going to switch to my detail brush so I don't accidentally go out of line here. Remember, when I reach over, it's because I have too much water on my brush and I touch my paper towel. It pulls some of that water off my brush, so I don't have too much water in small areas. See, like if I touch like that, that's way too much water. So I touch here, it takes some of that off, and I can spread this much easier. And then right here. Okay, so we have our skin done. Now let's reach in with that darker brown, kind of this orangey, reddish rust color brown. Make sure that you've got some water first. Okay, so make sure her face is nice and wet, because to do these shadows, we want them to spread. So put lots of water on her face so that she glistens. Then reach in with that color, drop it in where you want those shadows to go. I want them to go right along the chin, the sides of the chin here, and cheeks. So I'm just going to drop that in. I want them to go up underneath the bow right here. So we're going to add some shadows there. And then when we have the pigment dropped in, go ahead and rinse your brush. Dry it off. And then smooth out those harsh lines. So you still have shadows, but you have some smooth, harsh lines. You don't have any harsh lines. Okay. All right. Now, let's go ahead and get the leaves around her collar done. I'm just going to go with this medium green here. You can use, obviously, whatever green you want. And I'm just going to drop it directly, and I'm not doing a wet on wet. I'm not worried about shading because these are so little that you're not even going to be able to tell. But remember, they're like a parenthesis and a parenthesis. And then we're putting them together. A parenthesis and a parenthesis, and fill it in. Okay, so we have her little collar. And then we're going to do the light pink on the top part of her dress. And then we'll drop in some of this darker pink up underneath these leaves right here. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to take your medium number 1 or whatever, you know, preferable brush you have that's roughly this size. You're going to take that pink that we did earlier, okay, that we had watered down so it's very light, and we're going to drop that into our dress. And we're going to spread that down. So we're going to have this lighter color of pink on the top layer. And if this brush is too big for you and you're not comfortable using it, I like it because it's got a point to it. So it's not really that difficult to do, you know, these smaller areas with it. But if you have a different brush and it's too big, go ahead and shift to a detail brush, okay? Because you want to have these points for the petals. So you need to be able to, you know, create those pointy tips to your petals. Okay, so there's our top layer. Okay, and we are going to now take our detail brush and we're going to dip into that darker pigment. So we're going straight into the pink, and we're going to drop in our shadowing. Okay, so we're going to go, make sure you don't have too much water on your brush. Okay, if you have too much, it's going to overpower your piece. You want to just put enough shadow up underneath these little leaves that it shadows it out so that it looks like it's kind of overhanging. So we want that. So smooth those down. We have just enough shadow at the top that it looks like the collar is hanging over the dress, which is what you want. Okay, now take that same pigment. Actually, don't. Now we're going to go in here with that same light pink, and then we will add our shadows. So again, go to your larger brush and add in your pink, your saturated pink, the kind that's got tons of water in it. Okay, in there. Fill it in. Okay. Now, switch back over to your detail brush. Make sure everything up underneath that first layer of your dress is wet. Okay. You don't want the top layer of your dress to be wet. You only want the bottom layer, this little petticoat part coming out. If this is wet, it's going to blend up into that, and we don't want that. Remember, your pigment follows the water. All right, so just the bottom layer needs to be wet, and you're going to dip into your darker pigment, and you're going to drop those into the tip areas of each where that connects, just like this. Okay, and now you're going to rinse your brush, and you're just going to drag that shadow down into the bottom layer. Just like that. And smooth that down so you don't have any harsh lines. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your teeny tiny little 12, or no, this is the 18, and you're going to get more of that color, and we're going to fix these lines right, whoops, make sure you don't have too much, right along the tips. So we're going to go right along and just kind of outline those. And then you're going to smooth it out so it's not harsh. So get some clean water and drag that pigment again. So this will be your second layer of shadowing. And just make sure that these lines are not harsh. You want them defined, you just don't want them to be too harsh. You want it to kind of fade down like that. Okay? All right, now we're going to do that same thing on the other side. So reach in and get that pigment. And now we're going to take this one and we're going to go down just like this. Okay, rinse your brush. Take that clean water and drag it down so you don't have any harsh lines. If you need to, add some extra water so that it blends really well. And you can go up with these as high as you need to get it to kind of thin out like it's a crease in the dress. And it looks more like a flower petal, because that's what we're wanting. We're wanting this to be like a peony dress. Okay, and now we're going to do that next section. Pull some pigment and, whoops, make sure you don't have too much. Trace your little petal completely out. And then take some clear water and blend that down. You just have to be patient and do little areas at a time when you're doing this shadow work. Okay. All right. Now what we want to do is we want to make sure that we have these lines defined really well. So we're going to dry this. Make sure everything is good and dry. And then once we do that, we are going to outline with that same pigment, okay? So that we can define these. Oh, I have fuzz on my brush. So that we can define these lines out. Make sure you have enough water and enough pigment, but not that it's going to goop up on there. You just want just enough to get this really crisp outline. Very, very light-handed. Okay. Any questions so far? You guys give me some comments so that I know kind of where you're at and how you're doing on this. Am I going too fast? Am I explaining it enough? I just need to know, because sometimes I get caught up in what I'm doing and tend to not explain it as well as I should. All right, so we have that base. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go in and I'm going to give it some of those little rough edges. Very light though, like on a petal. Like veins on a petal. You know, when you do like your leaves and stuff, you know, you have these little veins that go up into your petals. That's what we're working on now. Okay. All right. Okay, now let's go ahead and give her hair some color. Do we want her to be blonde or do we want her to be a brunette? What do you guys think? Blonde or brunette? Give me in the comments which one. Blonde or brunette? Let me know in the comments whether she should be a blonde or a brunette. Blonde or brunette? Tropical, thank you for the follow. Blonde. Ginger Kelly says blonde. Okay. All right, well, that's what we're going to go with. That's the answer I got. Okay, let's go. She could be a redhead, too, if we wanted her to. Brunette, darker skin. Okay. Rain says brunette, darker skin. What do you guys think? Thank you for the likes, Bessie. If you guys can tap the screen, that really helps a ton on our content. So if you guys can give us some taps there, tap, 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 tap. We can do brunette. Let's go ahead. Blue hair. Brunette. Okay. All right. Let's do brunette. All right. So I'm going to go in here. Let me see if this is a good color. Let me see what color this is. Oh, that's purple. We don't want that. Goodness, it looked brown. Should have looked at my swatches. Almost gave her purple hair, y'all. Although that would have been fun too, I guess. Okay, let's do this. Don't want to do this one. I'm going to go with this one. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. It's kind of a reddish brown. We're going to give her kind of a reddish brown hair. All right. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go right along here. And we're just going to fill this in. With color. Okay. Just like this. So that she has her hair all colored. And we can also add in some extra little whimsies if we want to once this dries. So we'll let that dry and then we'll go in and add in some little whimsy extra pieces here and there. Okay. All right. Let's now go to her skirt. Go back to her skirt. Go back to your detail brush. And let's get her leaves done. Okay, so we're going to use that same green that we used in the collar, only we're not going to do it as dark. We're going to dip into that green. We're going to move it to our tray, and we're going to add lots of water to it and make it light. Okay. All right, and then we're going to fill in the leaves with the light green. We had to give it time to dry, so because we're going to have to do that same kind of shadow work with these leaves. All right, so we have our little petticoat, our little leaf petticoat. Now you're going to take that detail brush and you're going to dip into that pigment directly, that dark pigment. And we're going to add in that, we're going to do that same kind of process that we just did. So we're going to make sure we have water. Actually, I'm going to use my smaller detail brush. I'm going to use my 18 for this because this is a teeny tiny little area. So add in, whoops, I had red on it, had pink on it. All right, add in some clear water to your leaves and grab some of that darker pigment and just drop it in right at the tip where they connect, just like we did a while ago. and let that kind of work its way through the leaf. So you have that shadowing coming down. Okay, same thing on the next few leaves. Go ahead and add your water in there. And then drop in some of that darker pigment where you feel like it needs to go. And then drag that down. Okay. Bye, Rain. Have a wonderful day. So glad you stopped in. Sorry, guys. I'm going to start some music because I don't like when it's so quiet when I'm not talking. All right. We're going to drop in our water. And add in your pigment right at the tip. Rinse your brush, clear water, drag down that color. Okay, same thing over here. Drop your water in. And then grab your pigment, drop it in right here in the where that connects. And then rinse your brush, take clear water, and drag that down. So you now have those darker shadows up underneath the skirt, which is what we want. I felt like this needed a little bit more over here. So you can go back and add wherever you feel like you didn't get enough or you want it to be a little bit darker. You can do that. And also go ahead and outline just like we did that bottom part of the skirt. Go ahead and drop in your outline as well. Just remember, you don't want too much on your brush and you want to use a really light hand. Okay, just like that. All right, so if you want to, you can even add some veins coming from the base of these leaves in the center. To make them look a little more like leaves. Okay. All right. Okay, now that her hair has dried, let's go ahead and add some little extra little whimsy pieces coming out. We can just add a few. I always like to add these little extras. Disheveled, because that's my life. I always have disheveled stuff, so I like to kind of represent that in my work. So let's have a few little disheveled sections coming out of her hair. Just like that. Okay. And then we will go over those with this little detail brush. Just bring those out like that. There we go. Just like that. Okay. All right. Now, once you have that done, let's go ahead and finish the outlining of her little neck and her arms. Okay. And we're going to do her little stockings now. So when we do her stockings, we're going to take our light pink that we've already mixed up, and we're going to make our stripes. All right. All right, so we have our striped socks, and let's go ahead and get those legs outlined. I do this very lightly, guys. I don't do a heavy hand when I'm doing my outline because you don't want it to overpower the color. But you need there to be an outline. Okay. All right. Now it's time to do the feet. Now when we do our boots, the inside of the boots right here are going to be the darkest. So go ahead and dip straight into your pink pigment and drop in the dark pink. There. And bring it around like this. Just like that. Same thing over here. Okay, so we have the inside of our boots. Now get the lighter pink and drop that in and drag that down. Not on the toe. We're going to do the toe in a little in a gray. I love this song, y'all. Because Jesus can so move mountains. Thank goodness for that. I was just doing a study yesterday about how he wants us to pray big, audacious prayers, and for us to remember that change is it's not an event, it is a season. And so as we're going through seasonal changes, we need to remember that it's not going to happen overnight. And I just believe so wholeheartedly that that's what's been going on in my life recently, and that Jesus is just he's doing some major changes, but I need to be patient and stop worrying about it happening right away, you know? I'm just using this like light pink color for the tip of the boot so that it kind of matches. And that's going to be the base of the soles as well when I put those on. All right, now go ahead and just go right along here at the base of the foot for the soles of the shoe. Okay, now it looks weird right now, but don't worry, we're going to fix it. Okay, all right, let's dry it off. And then we're going to take our micron and we're going to get ready to draw in our, we're going to do dots that go down here like this. And we're going to do our shoestrings coming out like this. And then you're going to do shoestrings. Bring that part of the boot right here. And this is going to come down and kind of go up like that. Okay. And then here, we're going to do that same thing. Do our little shoestring holes. And then our bows or our shoestrings. Okay, now let's drop in some shadows into those feet now. So let's go ahead and add in some water right here at the base of the tip of the shoe and drop in some of that orange, that same color we used in the hair. It's like an orangish brown on the shoe so that it's got a shadow right here at the tip. Make sure that you rinse your brush and drag it up so that you don't have any harsh lines. Do the same thing over here. Okay, and then we want some right along the base and the heel with that pink. Just make sure you drag it up so you don't have harsh lines, but you have the shadows. And remember, if you have harsh lines, just add water and smooth it out with your brush, just like this. There's no reason to panic because watercolor is really forgiving and it gives you really easy corrections with water. Okay. All right, so we have that done. Now she looks a little flat, and the reason that she does is because we have not added detail with our pencil, with our micron, and we have not added detail with our colored pencils yet. So let's go ahead and trace out our collar. So that is done. Okay. And right along the side of our dress. And then let's go along our leaves too. Okay, I'm going to add some little dots. Just along there. That looks good. All right, we can do some little extra squigglies. Add in some whimsical little stuff on her bow there. And maybe right here on the tip of her boot. Oh, she looks cute. All right, let's go ahead and pull out our pink colors of our pencils we're going to do today. And I think we're going to need to use, let's see, probably these. We're going to want a light color. I think I'm going to want this light color though, yeah. And then we're going to need a medium pink. This is a dark pink. Let's do a medium, maybe this. Yeah. All right, so these are the three that we're going to use. We're going to use the peach puff, the light pink, and the dark pink. Okay, out of this set. We're going to be using the Color colored pencil set. And let's see. What kind of pen are you using? I'm using the micron, or the Sakura microns, which are right here. This set, that's the set of pens. It's a waterproof pen, so I can put paint over the top of it and it's not going to hurt anything. Okay. Thank you, Image Cards. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to take our very light pink and we are going to just give a very light hand right here. We're not going to, we're doing light pressure along here. I actually think we need a lighter pink. So let me pull out a lighter color. We will use this lighter pink. Okay, right along here. And then we're going to take that medium pink and we are going to go a little bit further down, not even halfway though, from what we just did. Light touch. Then we're going to do the dark pink. Light touch, and we're just barely going down this time. We're just going to stay right up underneath the collar. Now what we're doing with this shading is we're giving it depth because it's got really good shading on it, but it's flat. This is going to give it a look where it doesn't look so flat. So now what we're going to do is take that light pink again, and we're going to do medium pressure. We're going to do that same thing with medium pressure. Okay. We're not going down as far with the medium pink. And then with the heavy pink, we're not going even close to that far. We're just staying right up underneath the collar. Medium pressure. Okay. Third time around, we're doing heavy pressure. So heavy pressure. Medium pink, heavy pressure. Medium pink, heavy pressure. We're not going as far, just about a third of the way. And then heavy pressure with the dark pink right up underneath the collar. And that's it. Okay, now that we have that done, we're going to take our white and we are going to blend. Okay, now that we have that done, we're going to take our white and we are going to blend that out smooth right along here. Okay. Now, do you see what that did? You see how much depth that gave that? We're going to do that same thing right up underneath here. Okay. These are the Color colored pencils. This is the 240 set, which is right here. Okay. So we're going to take that. This time we're going to do the medium pink that we started with. We're not going to use the light pink. We're going to use the peach puff. And we're going to go with light pressure and fill in these little sections where we have our shadowing. Okay. And we're going to take the medium pink, light pressure, and now the dark pink. I have to sharpen this dark pink. Just keep in mind when you're sharpening, you want a good pencil sharpener that's not going to eat up your pencils, because they're expensive and that's important. Okay. Yeah. And then the dark. Okay. And now we're going to take that light pink and we're going to blend out right along here. And then the white. At the very tips. Okay. See what that did? Gave it that depth, and now this really looks like it's sitting on top of that layer. All right, now I want this top layer right here to have some veins in it, because we want this to look more like a petal. Okay, so I'm gonna go right along with this light pink, and I'm just gonna bring up a little bit of veins in this area. Okay, you can barely see it. It's very subtle. Okay, now for the boots, we're going to do just a little bit along this corner right here and right here with that peach puff. And then we're going to take the dark and we're going to kind of blend that in. Okay, do it again. With medium pressure. And then blend that out with your white. Okay. Thank you, Stacy Lee. Hey, Nat. How's it going? Welcome in. Welcome in. Oh, sorry. I keep hitting my camera. Okay. Same thing here. You're going to take that peach puff, go right along the heel and the base, and then the dark, and just go right in the edge there. And then blend that out with the white as well. And then take your micron and redefine your line just a little bit along the heel. And you've got your shadowing there. Okay. Strawberry shortcake. Yep. Oh my gosh, I used to play with those strawberry shortcake dolls when I was a kid. So much. All right, let's do the green skirt. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull out our greens, and we're just going to use a very, very light green. That's too light. We'll do this one. This green, and we're going to do a dark. And that's it. We don't need 3 colors because this is such a small area. But I am going to need these sharp because they're, the area is area. But I am going to need these sharp because they're, the area is edge. All we're doing is adding depth, guys. The shadowing is already there. But when you define the shadowing, you like make it a little bit more defined. It gives it depth. So it makes it more like 3D. Okay, see what that did for the skirt? It just kind of made it look more, I don't know, 3D for lack of a better word. I don't know what else I need to, what other. Now, right along the sock here, I'm going to go right here with this dark pink, right at the base of the sock. And I'm going to go right along the sides of the pink stripes. And then I'm going to take the white and I'm going to blend. So it just has shadows. Okay. Thank you for the heart, me. I appreciate that so much. Okay, so there we are with that. Now, as far as her skin goes, her arms and everything look kind of flat. I'm going to do that with paint. We're going to darken her up some. Okay, so let's just go along her arms with water first. Reach in and grab some of the darker brown. And let's give her a little bit of shadowing right here at the top where her shoulders would be. Kind of drag that down. Okay, so we're going to do that. And then right along here, I want to darken her up right through here, and then we'll put some cheeks on her too. So go ahead and put that water in there. This is why I use the microns or the grabby multi-liners, so your pen doesn't smear, okay? If it's waterproof, you can do this. If it's not, you're going to end up with black all over your face. So make sure the pen that you used is waterproof before you do this. I want to darken those shadows up just a little bit. Drag that out. There we go. That's better. Okay, now let's add in a little pink for the cheeks. So go ahead and give her some cheeks right here. Thank you so much. And right here. Okay, then rinse your brush. go ahead and dab it so it doesn't get too overwhelming. You just have enough little pink to make your cheeks. Perfect. All right, now let's dry her off, and we are going to put some white in her eyes with our gel pen. So I'm just going to pull my Lango white gel pen. And put some white in her eyes right here, just like that. A little bit right here on her bow. I'm going to bring down some of this white in her dress. And then we want some white right on the top of her boot. Right along there. Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing the live, Jenna. Okay. And then now it's time to splatter her. Right? Time to get some splatters on her. But we want to cover her face because we don't want it to get on her face. Sorry, guys. I had to drink some water. Okay. I think we need to put some flowers, though, beside her first. What do y'all think? Let's get some green. And let's do a stem. I'm just kind of drawing these little, like, mini hearts for these leaves. Okay. And you want the ones in front to be a little bit shorter than the ones in the back so that it looks like it's kind of coming, like, you know, leaning forward. So if you need to, make those bigger. Okay. Now I'm going to go in the middle with my gel pen. So make sure that's dry. And you're going to get your center done. I'm going to use it yellowish orange. And I'm going to go right over the top of that. With my center. I'm going to make a little like oval. And then I'm going to take a brown and I'm going to do some little dots right along the top. I haven't used this brown color before. Got to take the tip off of it. Well, maybe if I can get it off. Goodness. Okay. Just like that. Okay. Now let's give it some leaves. Now let's give it some leaves. So I'm going to use the smaller brush. All right. This is my 18. Yeah. And we're going to drag up. Just like that. Okay. Let's have one coming out here. And we'll do just a teeny tiny little bud of a flower right here. And that's it. Okay. Now over on this side, we'll do one more right here. Okay. And we'll do just like one that's kind of budding up like that. And then we'll have the lighter pink in the back. Just like that. Okay. Let's let it dry. And once it's dry, we'll give it a little bit of an outline to define those petals out. Okay, so we're going to take our black pen and we are going to, hi Mom, welcome in. Kind of define these out like this. Like that. And I'm being very light-handed on these petals because let's do, thank you for the heart me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My mama, she's always my biggest fan. Okay. That's too big. All right, let's cover her face. And let's take our number one, our Mita number one, dip it in our pink. Let's get some splatters going here. You know what I think we should do too? I think we should add a little bit of green there too. I think the pink and green is really pretty. So let's go ahead and get some of that green and do a little bit of the green. Okay. All right. Now let's, I don't want to smear it, so I'm going to grab that with my tweezers. And let's go ahead and dry this, and we'll pull the tape. Club cheers have been unlocked, guys. Thanks, Mom. This is our Peonie girl. We did a Peonie one today. So she's going with our Flower Girl collection, which I'll show you guys all of the ones we've done so far in just a second so that you guys can see. And remember, all these are available on my Tube of You for replay. So if you haven't gone there and checked out the replays, you can do that. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and peel this tape. And now you can see that yellow background. That's why I wanted to do the yellow, since we were doing pink today. So you can see that yellow background now that you couldn't before. So, all right, so there she is. I think she's super cute. Let's put her with the group and see how she fits in. I don't think it'll let you leave an LINK, Stacey Lee. Anytime you do that, there's no LINK with it. But they can look me up at Coach Ellen's Creations. Or they can go to my TikTok channel. My TikTok channel has it on there in my, where you put all your LINKs. So, okay. Yes. Okay, so let's pull them all and see what we've done so far. I think that these are all so super cute. Okay, so this was today's. This was the Peony. Super cute. This was our sunflower. I think she turned out cute too. And this was just our little farm flower girl. This was our daisy. This was our ice cream girl. This was our sunshine. And this was our just colorful flower girl. So you can see they're not all, obviously this is a series. We're doing just little characters. But they're all turning out so cute, y'all. I love, love, love the way that they're turning out. Yep, here's the daisy one right here. Kim, thank you so much for the follow. Here's the daisy girl. And I am live every day, Monday through Friday, usually between 10 and 11. And on Wednesdays, I do evenings because I have my grandkids on Wednesday mornings. So, if you want to join us for our tutorials, you can always join me live, or you can get the replays on my Tube of You at any point as well. Whoops. I don't know what I did there. I meant to make that bigger and it made it teeny tiny. Let me fix that. Go here. I'll do that. There we go. Thank you for the repost so much. So if you want any of the replays on any of these any of these cute little flower girls, then you can get those on my Tube of You. But if you want to join us live and paint with us live, all you have to do is join me Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday between 10 and 11. And then Wednesdays at 6 p.m. join me Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday between 10 and 11. And then Wednesdays at 6 p.m. other products, so it's usually not an art tutorial. It's usually, I have a pop-up coming up with an ice cream maker soon, you guys. I'm so excited about it. It makes homemade ice cream in 10 minutes, and it is amazing ice cream. So I'm going to do that. I'll be doing that tutorial soon as well. So, or not tutorial, but product live soon as well. So, or not tutorial, but product live. They're all hand drawn, Kim. And I teach you how to draw them as we go. So every day I draw it and show you how to draw it, and then we paint it. So they're not stamps. But they would be cute stamps. They would be cute stamps. If I could find a company to make me some of these cute stamps, then I might be able to do that. I think they're super cute. All right. Any questions on anything so far? All right. So what we did today was we used let me just go through the products that we used today so you guys know everything that we did. We used the first of all, we used the Nick Pro mechanical pencil set in order to draw everything. And you guys know I love a good mechanical pencil because it keeps your line work very consistent. I have a fly in here and it's driving me crazy. Keeps your line work really consistent. We used the 0.5 today, and we used an HB lead. So that is what we use for our drawing. Then we use the Meeden watercolor tube paints for our painting. So if you guys are looking for a good set of watercolor paints, they come in a tube like this, okay? It's a set of 48 colors, large tubes, but I put them into a tin so I have all my colors available to me, and then I just refill them as I go. So if I need to refill, like these two are running low, so I'm going to have to refill those soon. But I keep them in a tin because I like to be able to see all of my colors together all at once and not have to worry about pulling one tube at a time when I'm using them. So that's how I do it. But that's the paints that we used. Okay. Then we also used hang on, let me get y'all hooked back up on my tripod here. We also used the Meeden brush set, which I have the 4 brush set, but they do make a 9 brush set as well. So I used this. It was the 1, 3, 5, and 7. These brushes are very short, so you can control your strokes really easy with these brushes. They don't rust. This ferrule right here is a rust-free ferrule. They have really good tips on them, and it's really tight so you don't get shedding. They're designed to reduce hand fatigue, so if you're painting for long periods of time, you're not going to get as tired as quickly. They are a good professional brush set, but they don't come at a professional price. They are very reasonably priced. And I'm telling you, a good set of brushes will level your art up faster than anything else. So if you're looking for a good set of professional brushes that won't break the bank, these Meeden brushes are great. Okay. The other brush set that we used today was the Golden Maple Detail Brush set. That is the 20 brush set. It comes with all of your detail brushes, your liners, your rounds, your flats, your fan brushes, your angled brushes, all of the things, okay? So you get all of them, and they come in this nice case so that you can keep it all together. So that was the detail brush set that we used today. We used the number 12, and we used the number 18 over 0, okay? This was the tutorial we did today, in case you're wondering which one was today's. Okay. We also used the Sakura Micron pens today, the waterproof black. So that for all of our lining and detail work, we did that. And then we also used the 240 colored pencil set. So that was what we did for all of our shading detail work. Okay. So if you're looking for something, a really nice pencil set, that 240 set is reasonably priced. It is a professional set. I don't care what anybody says. People are going to say, oh, they're not near as good as the P brand, you know, that we all have. I can tell you without a doubt, I love them I love them as much, if not more, than that brand. And they work really, really great. So yes, the images are, these are all drawn images, Kim. I don't do stamped images. So what we do is we sit down together and we draw it out first. And don't panic if you can't draw, because I show you exactly how to do it. It's a very easy process. We use shapes and we draw it all out, so you don't have to feel intimidated about that. And then we paint them together. So there's not any stamped images on these pages. So I show you step by step. So just join me every day and you will do one image every day and you will learn to draw pretty quickly. So now if you are wanting to level up your drawing, I can suggest the book that I used to learn to draw was This Is Not a Sketchbook. And it is right here. This is this is actually the best thing that I ever did for myself as an artist, was to get this book. It teaches you step by step how to draw everything. And what she does, sorry, I'm trying to reach for it. What she does is she gives you, let me just raise you up here a little bit. She gives you QR codes, okay? You scan the QR code, you get a 3 to 5 minute video lesson, and then you get a homework assignment. She starts you out by doing a self-portrait. So whether you've ever drawn before or not, you do a self-portrait the first day. Then, of course, you do another self-portrait at the end. You can see the before and after differences. Let me show you some of my artwork prior to my doing this book. So this was some of the artwork I did. And it's not bad, but like this was my gnome. Now let me show you my gnomes that I've been doing recently. So this was the latest gnome that we did. This was our Easter gnome. This was our mushroom gnome. So you can see the difference. Okay. This book basically teaches you, step by step how to do everything. So what you do is you go through and you do each lesson. You scan the QR code, you do the lesson, and then once you've completed that lesson, you move on to the next one. And you do all of the homework assignments in the book. And at the end, you're going to have a much better understanding of sketching and drawing than you've had before. So that was the best thing that I did from a drawing standpoint for my art. So I cannot recommend that book enough. I know it's a little pricey, but honestly, it's worth every single bit of what, of that, because like I had stuff like, I wish you could see some of my older stuff. Those of you who have been with me for a while, like these were my flowers. You can see a big difference in the flowers that I did today versus these. Not that they're bad. I don't think they're bad. This is my poor little chicken. But look at my giraffe. Like this was my giraffe. And I have a giraffe here that I've drawn. Here you go. This is the best. Big difference. Giraffe. So like you have to, oh, that's okay, Kim. No worries. But this is my giraffe before that book. This was my giraffe after that book. So I can tell you without a doubt that it's made a huge difference in my art. So if you're looking to improve your drawing, and obviously you can do it with me every day, and we work on it every day here on live. But if you're wanting to do something that's self-paced that you will help, then that book is definitely something that I would recommend. Okay. The last thing that we used today were the Lango retractable gel pens. These are this is the 90 count set. Okay, so you have tons and tons of different colors. Lots and lots. Love this set. They're a 0.5 or a 0.7 millimeter tip, so they have a small tip, so you can get little details with those. And they have the upgraded ink, so they layer really, really well. So that was the final part of the puzzle, was the Lango gel pens that we use for like the center of the flower and the white highlights and all of that. Okay. All right. Any questions about anything before I pop off of here? I am happy to, oh, you know what, guys? I do have some flash sale codes for the Leanne printer, the sticker printer. And today is the last day that they have me on these codes. So I do have a flash sale code for that. I do not have this I have it for about 9 more hours, and I'm not going to be live again in the next 9 hours. So I'll run it for you guys real quick, just in case anybody wants to grab it up before I don't have those codes anymore. It's going to drop that price down in just a few seconds. And then, and if you haven't seen this machine, what it does is it prints, cuts, and laminates all of your stickers. So I took my my fruit series that we did, you know, when we did our fruits. Let me see if I can find my fruits in here. Here they are. I took our fruit series that we did, and I created stickers out of them. And as you can see, it printed them and it cut them. So it's incredibly nice. It is so nice to meet you too, Kim. Please join us on a daily basis if you, or whenever you can, and draw with us. And I promise you, in no time flat, you're going to be like, I got this. I don't need stamps. This was another sticker set that I made. So you can create, this was our sea creature set. I did that. As a matter of fact, I have a set that I just designed, that I haven't printed yet. Let me see if I can print it for you so I can show you how this machine works. I'm going to move this out of the way really quickly. So let me move all of this so that I can put the machine in front of you guys, because I think when you see it work, you're going to be like, what? That is crazy. It is so much easier than what I was doing before with having to print it on my computer, and then I would have to move it over to my Cricut, and then I would have to put it on the mat and set all the settings to make sure that it printed right or it cut right. It was such a pain. But now all I have to do is upload it to the software that comes with the printer. I'm going to put it right here. Let me start it. Turn it on. Okay. Hang on, guys. My lens looks like it's got something on it. Just give me 1 second. I don't like this smudgy. I know that was not comfortable for y'all. Sorry. But my lens was smudged. Okay. All right. So this is what it does. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my iPad. You can do this from your phone too, but because I'm on my phone, I'm going to do it on my iPad. Okay. So you guys can see it. So I'm going to go into here and I'm going to open up. Let me just move y'all up so you can see. Okay. I'm going to open up the, Leanne app that's on here. I have so much stuff on here, right here. So we're going to open it up. We are going to make sure that we are connected via Bluetooth first. So you're going to go into your settings and you're going to connect. Why is my pen not working? You're going to go to your Bluetooth settings. You're going to find the Leanne Pixie Cut S1 and you're going to connect to it. Okay. Once you are connected, then you're going to go to your Leanne app. Now for me, I've got projects in here. This was the project I just created. Okay, so these are the files of all of my artwork that we did for the sea creatures, okay? So I'll pull those for you so you can see them because I want you to be able to compare them. So we have the octopus, we did the dolphin, we did the turtle, we did the little hermit crab. Let me find him. We did the seahorse. And I don't know where my hermit crab is. Oh, here he is. And we did the little hermit crab and we did this little hermit crab. Okay. So we have, whoops. So what I did was I scanned them into my computer. You can go on Canva or anywhere you like to create your files, and you create your files. So what I did was I removed the background of each one of them and created stickers with them. Okay. Then I uploaded them into the software, which is super easy. All you have to do is click the upload button, okay? And it will do that for you. Hang on. Let me fix this. Want that to be there. You can remove the background if you want, okay? And then you can also separate them out. If you want to separate your images, you can like separate each of your stickers if you want to. Okay. I'm going to make sure mine is within the cutting guidelines so that it doesn't. And then I'm going to hit make it. And what's going to happen is it's going to show me the outlines of each of the stickers that it's going to cut. Okay. Then I'm going to hit cut. And because I'm connected via Bluetooth, it's going to print it, it's going to laminate it, and then it is going to cut all of the stickers, all with one machine. It is not going to do this via, like, where you have to pull it off of there, and then you have to do a separate machine and all of that. So this is how it is. So it prints the very first layer in yellow. Okay. So it's going to do the 3 different layers and then it's going to laminate it. So it's going to do the next layer, which is going to be your magenta layer. Okay. This is such a fun machine, you guys. If you like to do stickers, like I do stickers at markets because the teenage girls love to have stickers for their water bottles. So I like to do stickers of all my art. And doing this with this machine has made my life so much easier because I don't have to do it with 3 different things now. I don't have to print it and then manually laminate it and then cut it on my cutting machine. It does it all in one. Okay, so now see it says it's laminating it. So now it's laminating the top of it. Okay, and then what it's going to do is it's going to cut it. So it's going to shift it over here now to this side, and it's going to read it, and it's going to figure out all the settings for you. It's going to figure out the pressure, everything. You don't have to do any of that. It's going to do it all for you. Okay, and it's going to cut it all for you. So now you can see it's going to start actually cutting it. The Tipsy Gypsy, it is that you get the ink and the paper. You get 72 sheets of paper and 2 inks for $41. It comes out to less than 60 cents a sheet. Now I sell my sheets for $5, so it is a really good profit margin on it because it cost me less than 60 cents to do the actual, printing and cutting of the paper. So each sheet is about 59 cents and some extra. So it's not quite 60 cents a sheet. And you get 2 ink replacements and the paper for that as well. So it comes with both. So once it's done cutting, then it's going to just spit it out for you. And out it goes. And you can see it even cut my logo as a sticker at the top. So, but look at, I want to show you the quality of stickers that you get. I mean, you can see obviously there, but look at how bright and beautiful all of these are. And if you look at my original artwork, you can see that it does not, it compares very well to the original. So you can look at my little dolphin here, and you see you've got this cute little dolphin sticker. You have the cute turtle. You have the little hermit crab. And then you have this little hermit crab. So the coloring is very, very good. It's a sublimation dye ink, and it is waterproof and scratch proof. So if you're looking to do stickers with your artwork, or with any of your digital art for that matter, because I do have, obviously, I do digital art as well in Procreate. And when you do that, you can also make stickers of that. So if you look at my sticker list, you can see I have these stickers of my art, but then also, and that was one of my patchwork ones. These are all my art, but these are digital creations. So these are some of my digital Bible art files that I did and printed those out as well. So I have some more. Hang on, let me pull them. So on my ETSY shop, I have digital files available, and the digital files I also create stickers for. So that one, and then like this one. So so you can do a lot with this machine. And it does, if you are an entrepreneur and you do sell your art, and you do sell your sell stickers and stuff of your art, then it will pay for itself in no time. But this is the lowest price that you're going to get this on TikTok shop right now. And again, today's the last day that they've given me through the sale. I've asked them to extend it, but they haven't yet. So I can't guarantee I'll have this price tomorrow. But I can tell you that I have it right now. We've got another like 9 minutes left on it, and then I'm going to pop off of here because I've got to go. We're going to pick out our kitchen today for the main house. I'm so excited about that. And so you guys have another 9 minutes of an opportunity to go ahead and grab this machine at this discounted price. Again, it will not be on this price anywhere else on TikTok. This is the lowest price that they're offering it. They fought really hard to get me this coupon, or to get me this flash sale code. So let's take advantage of it. I have 10 of them available. That is it. No more. And once those 10 are gone, I don't have any more to offer you guys. So go ahead and grab it up and take advantage of it while you can, because I don't know how much longer I'm going to have it. Okay. So take advantage of it, and hopefully they'll extend it and I'll have it again to offer you, but I can't promise anything. So again, you can do stickers with your art. You can also do stickers that are already in the app itself that they offer you. So like these were already in the app, and I just printed them and cut them. Okay, this was in the app, or I'm sorry, these were my art. These were already in the app that I just printed and cut. This was my digital art. These were all of some of my painted art. These were my fruit. That was my fruit series, my sea creature series, all of those. So, and again, the quality of it is really, really good. You can see when you compare the originals, if you compare the originals, you can see it's very high quality. So, no, the app is free. Yeah, Tipsy Gypsy, the app is free. Yeah, I'm glad you asked that question. The app is free. And again, the paper and the refills for the ink run you 60 cents a sheet. It's a little under 60 cents a sheet. So, and again, my sheets sell for $5. And, oh, no worries. Nobody had asked that question. That was a really good question. My sheets sell for $5, so it's a really good profit margin on the stickers. And stickers are super popular with like teenage girls. They love to put them on their water bottles. And because these are waterproof and scratch resistant, if I were to put, like I can take the water and spray it onto the sticker here, and rub it, and you see that is not smearing at all. That is because they're waterproof. So I love the fact that they are, because that way they can put them on their water bottles and they can wash them because they're waterproof. So I love the fact that they are, because that way they can put them on their water bottles and they can wash them, laminate them. Now you can also do photos with this machine with their photo paper. You don't have to just do stickers. It also prints photos as well. And they're pretty high quality photos. I had some printed, but I don't know what I did with them. Oh, here they are. These are the photos that I've printed with this. So you can see, very, very nice 4x6 photos as well. Background is done by AI. So I just upload the image and then I just hit remove background. Let me see if I can show you how that's done. Let me pull the app and show you, because it's pretty easy. You go... All right, so let's go with, let me just, okay. So I would go to add canvas, create new, and then I'm going to hit upload. When I go to upload, I'm going to upload whatever images I want to. So let's just say I'm going to find me a sticker sheet. Here's my, this is the sticker sheet that I did early on. Okay, so there's my stickers. It obviously has a white background. I'm going to click use it. And right here it pops up and it says AI remove background. I click that and it automatically removes it for me. So it's going to do, it takes it just a minute. So we'll let it do that. Okay, so now I have all these, but they're all one image. I want to split them into several images. So now the background is gone and I have each little image separately. So like I can move this sticker over here. I can move this over here. Now it does do letters all separately. So what you would do for that is you would go here and you would click multi-select and you would go ahead and select everything that you want. And then you can hit done, group. And now I've grouped all those letters together. Same thing here. If you see that this is separate, okay. So what I would do is I would hit multi-select. I would go ahead and select everything I want to select, hit done, group, and now this is grouped as one sticker. So it's super user-friendly and easy to use the app, which is great because I am not super technologically inclined. And so when I got this machine, I was like, this is going to be a pain in the rear end to learn. And I'm going to have to, spend all this time learning. And I really did not. I had my first sticker sheet printed within 15 minutes of opening the box. So it's very, very user friendly. They've made it as easy as humanly possible to create your own stickers. And I am nuts about this machine. I really am. I use it all the time now that I've gotten it. So, hopefully that helped. Did that help you understand the background removal? So, I think that'll be hopefully a little bit more clear now on that. But worth it for sure if you like to do stickers, if you sell stickers like I do, if you have art that you want to turn into your stickers. I mean, you can see I take all of my different little art pieces and create stickers with them. So this was let me see, where's my sea creatures? Probably at the very bottom. So here's the sea creature sticker sheet. And here's the sea creature art. All right, so we've got about 2 minutes left on that flash sale, and then I'm going to pop off of here, guys. So if you have not grabbed it up at this price, lowest price on TikTok, you will not get this price anywhere else. So I highly suggest grabbing it before the timer runs out. If the timer runs out before you check out, it's going to pop up to that price again. It comes with 25 sheets of sticker paper and your ink. And then it comes with 25 sheets of photo paper. So you get 25, you get 50 sheets, basically 25 of each, and your first ink cartridge when you get the printer. And then after that, you get 72 sheets of sticker paper and 2 ink cartridges for $41. So it's under 60 cents a sheet. Okay. So make sure that if you're wanting this price that you check out before the timer runs out. You've got 1 minute to check out before the timer runs out. Again, I'm hoping they extend these flash sales for me, so I will have this price for you guys again, but I don't know for sure. I have it for another 9 hours, and I'm about to log off, and I'm going to be gone today, so I'm not going to be able to get back on today before that runs out. So, all right, guys. All right, I am going to... Sorry, I just got a text message and I was checking on. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here. That timer's running out in about 12 seconds. Hopefully, I'll have this price for you guys tomorrow, but I can't promise that I will. But if I do, you know that I will pop on here and make sure that you guys get the option to have that. Tipsy Gypsy, thank you so much for that purchase. Oh, you got a good price on that too. Really good price. You must have had a coupon. That's good if they're offering coupons as well. Because it's worth it. You're going to love it. And it's super user-friendly when you get it. If you have any questions about it when you get it, just shoot me a message and I'll help you. It's really easy to use, though. I don't think you'll have any issues. If I can figure it out, anybody can figure it out. Honestly. To use, though. I don't think you'll have any issues. If I can figure it out, anybody can figure it out. Honestly. Between 10 and 11 tomorrow morning for another tutorial. And it will be a surprise as to what flower we are doing tomorrow on our Flower Girls series. All right, guys. Thank you so much, and we will talk soon. Bye.